Alright, you crayon eaters, Kyle here, and today we're diving deep into the shiny new toys from the HELLDIVERS MOBILIZE WARBOND. Let's see what actually works.
Now, the SG-8 Punisher, it's a classic for a reason. Pump action, high damage. Just get in close and let them have it.
Pros, it's a shotgun. Cons, it's a shotgun.
Basically, it makes big booms, stuff goes flying, funny, quick, effective. Any questions? No? Good.
So, the SG-8 Punisher. Individual score, I'm giving it an 8 versus bugs, 6.5 versus bots, 7.5 versus Illuminate. Overall, a 7.5 out of 10. The SG-225 SP Breaker Spray and Pray is basically a submachine gun version of the Breaker. It's got a wider spread, less damage, less recoil.
Okay, Breaker Spray and Pray. Pros, great for crowd control, decent ammo. Cons, widespread means less precision, chews through ammo fast if you're not careful. Effectiveness of the Breaker Spray and Pray, 8.5 versus bugs, 5.5 versus bots, 6 versus Illuminate, and overall 6.5.
All right, let's talk about the AR-23P Liberator Penetrator. This assault rifle boasts medium armor penetration, making it effective against more resilient targets.
The Liberator Penetrator has medium armor penetration. However, its damage and handling are lower, and it has a smaller magazine.
The Liberator Penetrator? Yeah, it'll get the job done, but don't expect miracles against anything too heavily armored.
The Liberator Penetrator, effectiveness against bugs, 7.5. Against bots, 8. Illuminate 7, overall 7.5. So with the SMG-37 Defender, it's a primary weapon. It's light armor penetrating, light, compact, one-handed.
So the SMG-37 Defender. Pro, it's a one-handed SMG. Con, it's a one-handed SMG.
High fire rate, good stopping power. Recoil's a bit much, and the magazine's small.
So for bugs, I'm going to give this thing an 8. For bots, I'm going to give it a 6.5. For the Illuminate, I'm going to give it an 8. Overall, an 8. The LAS-5 Scythe is a laser weapon. It has medium armor penetration. All right, the Scythe. Pro, infinite ammo. Con, it tickles enemies to death. Use accordingly.
6 versus bugs, 6 versus bots, 6 versus Illuminate. Overall, 6. Now that's what I call a hell of a number.
The PLAS-1 Scorcher is an energy-based light armor penetrating rifle.
The PLAS-1 Scorcher. Pro, it's got great splash damage. Con, the projectile speed is a little slow.
And you will burn through ammo. I recommend a supply bag.
The biggest con by far is that it's just not good at dealing with hordes of enemies.
6 versus bugs, 8 versus bots, 7.5 versus Illuminate, and overall 7.5.
This bad boy, it packs a serious punch. It'll rip through armor. It'll tear through flesh.
The SG-8S Slugger is a medium armor penetrating shotgun. It fires a single slug that does a lot of damage.
So the SG-8S Slugger, the pros of this weapon is it has incredible stopping power, especially against medium armored enemies. The first con that comes to mind for the SG-8S Slugger is its limited magazine capacity. You only get about 16 rounds before you're looking to reload. The SG-8S Slugger, 5.5 versus bugs, 7 versus bots, 6 versus Illuminate, and overall 6.
The SG-225 Breaker is a shotgun with medium armor penetration.
Standard issue shotgun. Great for crowd control, terrible for long range.
The SG-225 Breaker. Pros, it's a beast. Cons, you'll run out of ammo real fast, like real fast. So for the SG-225 Breaker, I'm giving it a 9 versus bugs, 6.5 versus bots, 8 versus Illuminate, and an overall score of 7.5.
So the Diligence is your standard DMR, while the Counter Sniper has less ammo but more armor penetration.
R63CS Counter Sniper? Slower, meaner, and punches through armor like it's made of wet paper. Base R63 Diligence, for Helldivers who like options. More forgiving. Miss a shot? Just shoot again, and again, and again. You want speed? Go Diligence. You want power? Go CS. You want both? Too bad. Pick one.
Effectiveness of the R63CS Diligence Counter Sniper, 5.5 versus bugs, 7.5 versus bots, 8 versus Illuminate, and overall 6.5.
For effectiveness of the R63 Diligence, I would give it a 6.5 versus bugs, 7.5 versus bots, 7 versus Illuminate, and overall I'd give it a 7.
So you're thinking about using the Redeemer. Good gun, bad gun. Let's find out.
The P19 Redeemer is a pistol that's fully automatic and you can use it one-handed.
Pros: high fire rate, good for close encounters. Cons: small magazine, chews through ammo quickly. For the bugs, I'm giving it a 7. For the bots, a 5.5. For the Illuminate, a 6.5. And overall, a 6.5. All right, that's it for now, folks. Thanks for watching Clone. And hey, if you got feedback, toss it our way. Preferably not in a grenade, unless it's a really good suggestion.
You want to see the rest of the WARBOND gear? Let us know. I got opinions, baby. Loud ones.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a date with a flamethrower and a whole nest of bugs. Super Eartha thanks you for your attention.